Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Personnel Committee meeting, the last one for this school year. We're going to do 1.1. You ready, Mr. McLemore?
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.1 is a resolution to approve Vales Gate STEAM Academy Summer Professional Development Team appointments. And this, you may recall, these appointments, or the teachers that are going to be involved, are going to be they're going to be going through professional development for whole group and small group learning, and this is to address the targeted needs for students at the start of the 22-23 school year. So it's going to be twofold to reach those students that are that have needs in areas that need to be addressed, but also provide strengths for other groups who are not as low as the other ones.
Thank you. That's good. Mr. Howard, question?
No questions, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. McLemore. Let's go on to 1.2, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.2 is a resolution to abolish an elementary position and create a special ed position at Vales Gate STEAM Academy. And so Andrea is here to speak to that.
Ms. Moriarty.
Thank you. So as we reviewed the budgets with the schools and their requests to service children next year, these positions were addressed in the ARP funding to address student loss. So originally, Vales Gate had requested an additional AIS teacher, but upon further review, they'd like to have a special ed teacher so that they have an ICT at grade K and at grade 1 and not have to share the position. Okay, and it looks like we're going to have to change the funding stream on here. I didn't notice it, but it will be funded out of federal funds, out of the American Rescue Plan funding source.
Thank you. Mr. Howard, do you have a question?
President.
Thank you. Want to do 1 point? Let's do 1.3, Mr. McLemore.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.3 is a resolution to abolish a full-time bilingual typist position and create a transportation information specialist position. So there's no one is going to be laid off from the bilingual typist position, but the need is greater for the transportation information specialist because of the bus routes, speaking to parents and making independent decisions. So a bilingual typist would not fulfill that role as much as an information. I think I'm getting these terms mixed up in my head. Transportation specialist.
Thank you, Mr. McLemore. Mr. Howard, do you have a question? Mr. McLemore, is there anybody in that office that does speak Spanish so that if we have a parent that doesn't have command of English, that they might have somebody to speak to directly?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move on to 1.4, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 1.4 is a resolution to approve 22 extended school year appointments. These are going to be some additional appointments coming before you to approve.
And these are K through 12 appointments?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Howard, do you have any questions? Anybody else? Thank you. Let's move on to 1.5, please.
Thank you, Madam President. So item 1.5 is a resolution to approve the math professional development appointments, and this is specifically for professional development for teachers that are going to be updating the curriculum maps K through 5.
Okay. you have a question here? None? Okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, this will just, sure, it's a revision of. This will be a revision of the K-5 units of study, revising the common assessments, ensuring that there are opportunities for center-based learning within the 90 minutes, and making the actual unit more teacher-friendly and easier to access and use.
There are 5 teachers, as I see. Is that enough to do K through 5 math?
Yeah, so that's a conversation that was had with Mr. Fiorentino and Mr. Brady, and they feel like it is right now with the work ahead of them.
And is Mr. Brady going to be helping to spearhead this?
He is.
Thank you. Okay. Let's move on to 1.6, please.
Thank you, Madam President. This will be discussed in executive session, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And
Is that it?
we do have some tenure for your approval coming up for the next board meeting. And I'm not sure if you would remember this, but 4 years ago, where there were a bunch of people that were hired, a number of employees. So the list is going to be long, about 30, 35, 40 people.
Thank you. That'll be good. So right now, we're ready. We're done with the regular agenda, and we need to move into executive session, correct?
Yes, Madam President.
And what we're going to do for executive session, for all your information, is we're going to be moving into the other room because it's a more intimate setting for executive session. So thank you.